These birds set their nest up in strange places. In 2017, this pigeon made herself at home in a colander in the kitchen of a New York City apartment.
I'm thinking I'm gonna let her stay.
Genevieve Roman tried calling animal control for help.
They were just laughing at me. They were like, well, if this was a falcon, it would be different.
In 2017, a pair of wild geese nested their eggs in an empty flower pot outside the emergency room and maternity ward of a Nebraska hospital.
They must think there's going to be an emergency and they're going to need some care very quickly, which is kind of funny. You can see them bickering once in a while, which is the reason we named them Alice and Ralph.
After the honeymooners.
You seem to have forgotten that I am a woman.
I forgot that you're a woman? How could I? You're always yapping.
The geese even had security detail.
We've had to go out and kind of help distract the goose and draw them away so that people are able to get out of their cars. So,
A month later, 6 little goslings hatched. But afterward, the space quickly became cramped, and some of them started falling out of the pot, which meant it was time to move on, and the family made their way to a nearby lake.
Honestly, I think that's pretty cool how it chose Marina High School out of like all the other high schools.
In 2023, a mama bird laid her eggs on the 25-yard line of a Huntington Beach, California high school football field. One student told KCBS that it was a good omen.
Maybe it's a sign of something. Maybe it's a very, very lucky thing to have birds at our school like that.
Everyone did everything they could to protect the killdeer. Federal law stated the mama and her eggs couldn't be relocated, so all activities on the field and around it were suspended until they walked or flew away.
I actually think it's really sweet of the school to care about what's happening.
The first barrier they used is the track coach put hurdles around the nest, and there were at that time 3 eggs. And then after the track meet yesterday, they discovered now there's 4 eggs.
I think it's really good for them to keep the bird safe, and then hopefully we can see the bird hatch.
In August of 2025, a school in Minnesota was thrown for a loop when a pair of ospreys decided to build a nest on one of the towers that light their football field.
Well, when you see these large birds flying across your field with these humongous sticks, you start to ask questions like, what is going on here? And you take one look at that nest, right? And you're like, okay, this is not your average bird.
It presented many problems for Apple Valley High School. The ospreys are protected by law, and turning on the lights would harm the animals.
The problem is that the lights would both cook the birds on there because they get hot, but it's also that it's a fire hazard, which then becomes an electrical hazard if there's a fire on those light poles.
So the school had to rearrange its sports schedule and play football games during the day.
We're the Eagles. Yeah, I know. It could be a little bit more poetic if it was an eagle nest up there, for sure.
Once they flew the coop, the lights could once again shine. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Andrea Swindall.